City of Johannesburg says they're working around the clock to restore water after several areas around the city affected by water stoppages and power cuts. The City of Johannesburg reports that the stoppage is a result of downtime at the Rand Water Zekerbosch purification plant in the Vaal region. Provisions, we're told, have been made in the interim for the affected areas. The Alexander Park Reservoir is also expected to return today, with the South Hills Reservoir operational, we're told, by tomorrow. Meanwhile, power outages have also been reported, with the city blaming the aged grid coming under immense pressure. Major affected areas are Hurst Hill and Randburg. Let's get your sense of what else we know. Bringing the MMC for Environment and Infrastructure Services. That's Michael Sun, who's with us via our video link. It's great to see you, MMC. Thanks very much indeed for your time. So we're seeing a multiplicity of issues resulting in these outages. Let's begin with the turnaround time from where things stand. When do you expect things to return to whatever normal looks like, given these long-standing issues?
Good morning. Thank you very much for allowing me the opportunity. Let me start with water. So as you've mentioned earlier on, the Rand Water Zekerbosch purification plant, the downtime has been resolved, but the other consequence is that the reservoirs and obviously the water storage system needs to recover. So that will take a while. You know, the areas such as Alexander, you know, that's a smaller area. We're able to restore that quicker. But the other areas are slowly coming back as the reservoirs and towers are starting to fill up. We hope by probably latest this evening, tomorrow morning, our systems will be back to normal. Unfortunately, Joburg does get water supply from the Rand Water purification plants. Joburg and other municipalities within Gauteng are affected. So that's with the water situation, but as a emergency provision, we do have mobile water tankers and water tankers dispatched to various sites in the community to ensure that our members in the community can still get water until such time as the normal water supply in the taps are being restored. Electricity is a different issue. As you know, we are facing the rolling blackouts due to load shedding by Eskom. Joburg has a very old infrastructure. If I could just give you by way of an example, it's like an old house with a very old electrical network. And then we have to switch it on and off every 2 hours. That causes, you know, tremendous amounts of pressure and strain on the network. The other thing is that the load shedding schedule also operates as a timetable for cable thieves and vandals. So they'll look at these schedules and say, well, there's not going to be power for the next 2 hours in this area. Let's go steal the supplies, pick up the cables and steal whatever fuses within the substations. And that causes a major disruption to power supply, even after the power has come back, you know, at the load shedding schedule end. But what we've done is that we've now deployed extra resources to the areas that are affected to ensure that we restore power back to our customers as quickly as we can.
Right. I imagine things like vandalism, which is also a long-standing issue in the city of Johannesburg, is certainly exacerbating the situation. With that in mind, I mean, it's also, I guess, quite difficult to tell when, for instance, the electricity woes, for lack of a better term, will be sorted.
Yes, you know, that's one of the unintended consequences. So what we have now is that we have a system called SCADA, but that only covers about 30% of our network. What we want to do is obviously invest into that infrastructure so we have 100% monitor coverage over all of Joburg's network. But I think on the ground is that when I assumed office just about 3 months ago, I made a call out there to say that we want to reduce cable theft by 30% by the end of the year. We've been receiving a lot of encouraging and positive news from the community. Our members out there have, you know, taken up this call. Just about on a weekly basis, we get good news of cable thieves being caught. In fact, you know, as this last week, I already received 2 reports that there were cable thieves being caught red-handed. So we'll continue with that front, working with members of the community to stop cable theft. But I think, you know, in terms of what we should do as a government, we need to beef up infrastructure protection to ensure that whatever new spare parts or cables that we lay down are also being looked after properly.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to have to leave it there. Hopefully we'll be able to sort out the situation rather sooner than later. For now, MMC, let me thank you for your time. Michael Son is the MMC of Environment and Infrastructure Services with the City of Johannesburg.